Hi, I'm David Bosca, Pitmaster, Butcher Barbecue. After 34 years of butchering, they're softening. It's time to hang up my knives and become a barbecuer. What we're going to start with is the poblano pepper. Now, I'm a two-time World BBQ Champion. This is cooking very nice. This will be the hit of the party. Look at that. Oh my goodness. These videos are going to show you what a butcher looks for. That is scrumptious. And it'll give you the best cuts of meat for your grill. Woo! Trust your butcher. In this episode of Trust Your Butcher, we're going to go over ribs. It is a staple for any barbecue in your own backyard. So I want to show you what I look for as a butcher and what you need to look for as a griller. Let's crack a rib, let's get these open. All right, this is our spare rib. What this is called a whole spare rib. We're going to take it down to a St. Louis cut rib. Yes, you can grill it as is, just like this. I'm not a fan of it, and that's because this is really thick. This is really thin, and it's going to take forever for this thick side to get done. So this thin side is going to be overcooked and dried out. But I'm going to show you how we get to that point here in just a minute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over. Now I'm going to pull the membrane off of this one also. And it's a little bit more difficult. Sometimes it'll come off easy, sometimes it comes off in pieces, just like this one did. All right, the membrane's been removed, and now we're going to remove the thick part. It's really simple. You just have to know where to hit it. Okay, Mother Nature will make a mark for everything needs to be cut. You'll go to about the fourth rib up and you'll see it's going to be one of the longest bones. We're going to cut right into it. It's going to come straight across and come straight over. That's all it takes, folks. That is now separated. And now this is called a St. Louis cut spare rib. Approximately the same thickness on both sides. And when it grills up, it should be done from the thick part to the thin part. If you're on the outside island and you're going to be using some foil, put a little water down on the table, spread it around, because there's nothing worse than the wind blowing your aluminum foil. That'll stick straight down, perfect. I'm going to start actually just with a little bit of water, and all that's going to do is make this outside surface wet. I want that rub to rehydrate very quick and soak straight in, and that's going to bind it all by itself without any extra assistance. I'm going to do 2 layers of flavors. We're going to put our sweet chipotle first and then our premium rub on top. And that's going to make an excellent color on the rib. We're going to do our premium rub next. And while that sets for just a minute, and let that rub get wet and all that, I'm going to turn around and do this up here. This is what we cut off of the top of that rib to make it a St. Louis, okay? So what we're going to do with this is I'm going to grill this also. And this is going to make rib tips. It's not real common, but this is going to make rib tips. And how I treat them during the cook cycle will make all the difference in the world, okay? As you can see, this is almost soaked in completely. I'm going to flip it over. We're going to repeat this process all over. The spare ribs are going to take minimum 4.5 to 6 hours, and that's just going to determine mostly on the size of the rib you buy. But we're going to cook it at 260 degrees. And here's our future rib tips, butcher style. It's time to do something to these rib tips. Oh yeah, it's time. For these rib tips, what I love to do is I like to caramelize them and make them a sweet bite of candy. We're going to take these rib tips right here. We're going to just cut them into chunks. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to put butter flavored grilling oil. To me, you need brown sugar when you're doing it this way. And we're going to just let them just caramelize all within itself. Wrap them up, put them back on the grill. It'll take maybe 45 minutes to an hour, and these things will be edible. They don't even know what's fixing to hit them. Be right back. Rib tips, boy, they are soft and they are done. Woo! Don't ever throw anything away. You can always grill it. That's the beautiful thing about it. And that brown sugar that goes on this, you can really taste it when you're finishing these up. Let me get some foil. We will wrap these ribs. The spare ribs are about 160 to 165 degrees. Perfect wrapping temperature for me. Our spare ribs were wrapped. They were wrapped approximately an hour. The color is wonderful on them. I'm gonna put some of my home-style sweet sauce, and that's all it is. It's a sweet barbecue sauce. It's thick, old style. That's called paper towel. All right, we're gonna pour some sauce on the rib. I'm just gonna dab it everywhere. Oh, get a close-up of that. That's why you wanna watch these videos and trust your butcher. What we have here is our spare ribs. I unwrapped them. I poured some of our home-style barbecue sauce across them. I let them set on the grill for about 25 minutes and let it set. It gets just a little tacky, but they're still wet. And that's the way I like them. You know, cook them to the way you like them, and that's what makes barbecue good. There's not one right or one wrong way. Let's cut into these ribs. Get you some ribs, fellers.